All right, let me tell you about the time a homeless guy gave away his last few coins, and it ended up turning someone into a billionaire. Sounds like a crazy movie plot, right? But nope, this actually happened. And trust me, this one's gonna hit you right in the feels. So, we've got John, a homeless guy who's been struggling for years. And then there's Michael, a young entrepreneur who just keeps failing at life. His business? Crashed. His bank account? Empty. His motivation? Gone. Michael had tried everything. Business ideas, investments, even working multiple jobs just to survive. And every time he thought things were getting better, boom, another setback. At this point, he's exhausted. One night, Michael is sitting on a bench, staring at his bank account balance, which is basically laughing at him. He's got no money, no hope, no plan. And at this moment, he's seriously thinking, maybe this whole dream big thing isn't for me. That's when John notices him. Now John doesn't have much. In fact, he's barely surviving. He's been living on the streets for years, just trying to get by. But he looks at Michael, and he knows that look, because he's felt it before. And so, without saying a word, John reaches into his pocket, pulls out his last few coins, and hands them to Michael. Michael is stunned. He's like, "Dude, why would you do this?" And John just shrugs and says, "Because I know what it's like to have nothing." Now, let's be real. How many of us would do that? Most people wouldn't even look twice at a stranger. But John, he gave when he had nothing to give. And that moment changed everything. Michael doesn't spend the money. Instead, he sees it as a wake-up call. If a homeless man with nothing can still give, then what's his excuse for quitting? So, he makes a decision. No more self-pity. No more excuses. No more waiting for someone to save him. He grinds harder than ever. He studies business like his life depends on it. He reaches out to every possible connection. He takes every small opportunity that comes his way. He's working 16-hour days, sometimes even sleeping in his office. And guess what? Slowly, things start to change. 1 year later, he's stable. 2 years later, he's making serious money. 3 years later, the dude is a self-made millionaire. But here's the best part. He never forgot the guy who saved him. Michael goes full detective mode. He searches every shelter, every street corner, every park, trying to find John. And finally, after 3 years, he finds him. John is still homeless, sitting on that same bench. Life hasn't changed for him. Michael sits down next to him and goes, "Hey, do you remember me?" John looks at him for a second, and then it clicks. "Oh yeah, you're that kid I gave some change to. How's life treating you?" Michael smiles. "Pretty good, because of you." Then, Michael hands John a set of keys. John's like, "What's this?" Michael goes, "That's your new house. And also, I got you a job. You changed my life. Now it's my turn to change yours." John just sits there, stunned. He gave away a few coins, and in return, he got an entire new life. What's the lesson here? Sometimes, the smallest act of kindness can lead to the biggest impact. You never know who you're helping today, or who might change your life tomorrow.